of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Sid?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the dominoes. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
And so it begins, as this will certainly be a trial of speed just as much as it will be about sheer strength, because with Lord Gardox now positioning Black Frieza from an alternate timeline as the first of your 3 challenges, you must both go and do anything and everything that you can within the 5 minutes that you were given to complete this obstacle, as I'm sure that your willpower in wanting to get your daughter back is what drives you as the seconds tick away. Let the love for your daughter Pan be your beacon to victory in the end, Gohan, for in the darkest of times, let that purpose be what drives you forward and onwards to victory.
Our story now continues back on what seemingly appears to be that of Earth, with Orange Piccolo being shown desperately attempting to stand back up and acknowledging the overall situation at hand, as with Universe 15's God of Destruction Gardox now placing our heroes in a very dire situation, was when Piccolo then went on to chime in.
Oh, this is just insane. I can't believe that God of Destruction would go and send us both into a timeline where Frieza, of all people, would not only go and find a new form that surpasses ours, but as well as reign supreme over everyone by somehow managing to find a way to wipe away Goku, Broly, and Vegeta. And I never would have imagined that I'd see a reality where Frieza would stand victorious over us like this, but we have to hurry, because as long as Lord Gardox has us both on a timer against Frieza, then the more time that we waste, the greater the odds are of us failing. And with Lord Gardox's manipulation of time and reality being used against us, Piccolo continues, he mentioned that in order for us to power through and complete the first stage, we'd need to either defeat Frieza or find a way to break through in making our way back to Universe 15. But how is the question? Oh, you there, Gamma 1, Piccolo then went on to shout. Are you alright? What happened here? When did Frieza arrive and what did he do? Can you still go? Are you still able to fight or not? With an alternative Gamma 1 responding, you and Gohan both suddenly vanished before Cell Max was destroyed, and shortly after this, Frieza appeared and wiped everyone out, including Gamma 2 and Dr. Hedo, Gamma 1 continues. And after he destroyed Cell Max, he saved me for last until you both reappeared again. Oh, so I was right about what I said. That little runt of a destroyer went and somehow was able to gather as much information about us that he could before going and sending us both into an alternate world to face Frieza. Oh, but we'll deal with him when we can, because we've got about 4.5 minutes left to make a difference here, otherwise we're goners. In which, in the meantime, up above in the sky, as Black Frieza was then shown having to battle against Beast Gohan, was when Beast Gohan went on to fight off Black Frieza by then questioning, oh, what did you go and do to the others, Frieza? Just what did you do to my father and the others, and just what in the world is this new form that you're wielding? You shouldn't be able to fight back like this, nor should you be as strong as you are, so what did you do? Answer me right now, Frieza! With Black Frieza responding, well, isn't it just legendary, Saiyan? For I went and simply did what you monkeys would normally go and do, as I went and put myself through 10 years worth of training within a hidden time chamber that I came across, and well, the rest is just history, just as it was when I destroyed your father, Broly, and Vegeta, Saiyan. But I must admit and say that, however, this new power of yours that you are using against me is certainly a level of strength that I did not think would be something that you would achieve, especially to see you actually be strong enough to fight my black form off like this, Frieza went on to then continue. So now tell me, what exactly is this new form of yours, boy? 10 years within some hidden time chamber, Gohan questions? But you shouldn't be here, Frieza! And if you must know, this is my ultimate power brought forward onto the surface, Gohan continues. For it's the very nature of who I am after fighting Cell Max, and just like him, I cannot let you go and have your way with any more people. I have to find a way to overcome you, especially if this was what that God of Destruction had wanted for me to go and do in order for me to go and get my daughter back. Your daughter, Frieza went on to then surprisingly question. You should be more concerned with what I'm about to go and do to you here and now, rather than focusing on what some God of Destruction has ordered for you to go and get done, Saiyan. And so what's wrong? Are you tired? With Gohan responding, oh, leave my little pan out of this, Frieza! Oh, and how did you know that I'm not at full power? I can see it in your eyes, that's how I know, monkey. You're starting to lose it, aren't you? That fire that drives you and that hunger for battle. You never had it within you to be anything like your father and Vegeta were, now do you? Well, you don't. And that is why you are weak, Saiyan. And so whether you were sent here on behalf of some God of Destruction, or if you willingly decided to insert yourself on behalf of honoring your father's legacy, one way or another, I will destroy you, Gohan. Just as I should have destroyed you all those years ago on planet Namek, and when I made my return to Earth and nearly ended you before your father had arrived. And unless you plan on showing me what the decades following our first encounter have done to evolve your power, Frieza continues, then you are as good as dead to me, monkey. In which, fortunately enough, with Gohan being shown getting knocked on down and having to stabilize himself before hitting the ground, was when Orange Piccolo then went on to chime in. Hold on to your strength from within, Gohan! Do not let Frieza tear you apart from the inside, especially with the limited amount of time that we have to conquer that God of Destruction's first stage of hell. So are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. So what's the plan, Gohan questions? Well, at this rate, we'll never be able to beat the clock that Lord Gardock set forward for this first stage, which only goes as far as to tell me that he knew what he was doing when he brought us here, Piccolo continues. And even though it doesn't help that Cell Max had worn us both down before agreeing to any of this, for if we can't find a way to beat this Black Frieza, then we'll need to try and find another way around him, Piccolo went on to then continue. Remember that God of Destruction mentioned on how we needed to break free and survive, right? Which only means that we don't have to destroy Frieza in order to go back into Universe 15 again, but instead, if we can go as far as to find a way to disrupt this matrix that he's placed us in without dying by Frieza's hands, will that only ensure that we'll be able to clear through the first stage, Piccolo continues. And so it's a long shot, but we only have about 4 minutes left until stage 1 is over, so this is my idea. Go and try and hold his attention for just a few moments while I ready up the special beam cannon when he's not looking. From there, if we can power our way through and have you hit him with even more power on top of that, then the power overload should be enough to shatter through this matrix that Lord Gardock had placed us in and return back to Universe 15, with Beast Gohan responding, right, so let's hurry because Pan needs our help, Piccolo, to which as Gohan was then shown dashing towards Frieza was when Gohan then went on to shout, hey, over here, Frieza! You and this so-called new and overloaded form of yours doesn't scare me! Oh, here goes, come on, come on, come on, special beam! In which upon impact with Beast Gohan now shown having to punch Frieza in the stomach was when Gohan then went on to continue, you should know better than anyone that I'm not just anyone for you to go and overlook, Frieza, especially with the amount of history that you and I both share, and therefore, I know that it's really you who is pulling all of the strings behind the scenes, Lord Gardock. And so by using Frieza and whatever this new power of his is to try and stop me will ultimately backfire, you hear me, Frieza? And it backfired on you then, and I'll make sure good and well that it backfires on you now, especially if there is anything that comes in the way of getting to my little pan, you monster. Oh, you dirty Saiyan. Your father thought the same thing, and look where that had gotten him, Frieza went on to then shout. Man, just who in the hell are you talking to, monkey? Who is this god of destruction that you keep talking about? Are you talking about Beerus? I'm sure that it is, Frieza, but wouldn't you love to know? Because I'm pretty sure that you'd love that now, wouldn't you? Then it is that wretched Beerus, isn't it? Frieza went on to block off Gohan's kick by questioning. Well, either way, none of you will make it off this planet alive by the time this day is over between you and I, Saiyan. We'll see about that, Frieza. And if what you're displaying out here against me is truly what you've been doing within the shadows and behind our backs, then you can mark my words when I say that once we're done dealing with Lord Gardox, you're next. And just who is this so-called Lord Gardox that you continue to yap about, monkey? And as I never heard of any destroyer who went by Lord... What the... Oh no, the Namekian. What's he doing? Frieza went on to question, as Piccolo then went on to respond. You should really learn when to call it quits and stay in your damn grave where you belong, Frieza. Oh, hurry, Piccolo. Time is ticking and we can't hold him off any longer. And so go and fire it now, with Piccolo then shouting, oh, now let's hope this works. Special beam cannon. So that's what you fools were planning, Black Frieza went on to shout upon Orange Piccolo being shown firing the special beam cannon. You were planning to attack my blind spots. Oh, curse you disgusting animals. Alright, now that ought to do it, Beast. Gohan went on to back away by then responding. But I have to hurry and charge up for something fast before he responds. I should have known, but your little tricks from the past will not work on me like they once did before. To which, upon the moment of contact with Black Frieza now shown having to smash Piccolo's special beam cannon right back down at him, was when Frieza then went on to continue. For you little worms are going to have to try and crawl a lot faster towards me if you wish to catch me off guard like that again. As I can promise you both now that with this new power of mine at my fingertips, if this continues to go the way it is, then you are both doomed. And so nice try, but you'd be dreaming if you'd think I let the both of you sucker me into an attack like that. Oh yes, he took the bait, Orange Piccolo went on to shout by dashing towards the sky. Now hurry, Gohan, while he isn't looking in your direction. On me and fast. We've got to go and take him down right now. To which, as Gohan was then shown punching Frieza in the face, was when Gohan then went on to shout, and that's where you're wrong, because for all of your power and for all of the training you've done to get to where you are, you've always underestimated the strength that comes from the allies who we fight alongside with, even if it means having to perish together, Frieza. And so you may have the advantage now, but understand that you are still alone, Gohan continues. You always have and you always will be, even in death, scum. But then, it was only from out of nowhere now, with Orange Piccolo being shown wrapping his arms around Black Frieza, was when Orange Piccolo then went on to continue. Oh, gotcha. You didn't think that we'd go and let you off the hook that easily now, did ya? Well, not on my watch. Not today, Frieza. It's over. This is it, Piccolo continues. We've got to give it all that we have while I have him in our sights, with Black Frieza then having to shout, what, why you? And just where in the hell did you manage to come from? Let go of me right now, Namekian. Like hell I'd let go, as I would rather die, and you know it, Frieza. Gohan, hurry while I can still hold him. In which, with Beast Gohan now shown having to unleash a barrage of punches while Frieza was held in place, was when Orange Piccolo then went on to continue. And I hope that you're watching, Lord Gardox, because even if you decide to try and twist our own reality into forcing us to fight our enemies from the past, that still won't be what keeps us down, whether this Frieza is a part of our original timeline or not. And to think that all of this was because of some stupid grudge that one god of destruction can't seem to let go for the other, Gohan went on to then chime in. And so you can try and pretend that you have a chance, but if I have to punch my way through that god of destruction's meat shield to go save my daughter, then continue to hold that scumbag right where he is, Piccolo. Piccolo. For I'm putting an end to Gardox's game right now, even if I have to punch through your skull to do it, Frieza. And so now don't let him go, Piccolo.
As Frieza then shockingly went on to respond, well, if it means having you tire out more and more with each and every single one of your strikes, monkey, then by all means go and punch away. Knock yourself out. As the alternate Game of One went on to chime in, no, but how could someone be that strong to the point where they're starting to laugh their opponent's attacks off like this?
This is not good, Piccolo. Gohan! That monster is baiting you into attacking him. It's not working. You're both exhausted and he's forcing you into exerting all of your power. Hurry and find another plan of attack now before he is able to attack you. This was what he wanted.
But then, it was only just when Black Frieza was then shown powering up and having to blow both Orange Piccolo and Beast Gohan away was when Beast Gohan then went on to shout,
what the hell? But where in the world is Frieza getting all of this energy from?
You! Frieza went on to then quickly elbow Orange Piccolo in the chest.
I'll start with you since you are really beginning to get under my skin, just like you once were starting to do on planet Namek, you rotten, no-good Namekian. And while as impressive as it was to see you turn orange, Black Frieza continues, you were never a threat to me to begin with, and you never will be, Namekian. Now go and wait your turn while I handle my business with the Saiyan. And now back to you, Beast Monkey. Frieza went on to then grab onto Gohan's punch. Your lack of direction has always been your greatest weakness, Gohan. 10 years I've trained within the time chamber to achieve what you see standing before you. 10. And unlike you, I went and seized my potential by understanding my place in the cosmos, Beast Monkey. And now as you begin to tire down, it's clear that you lack your father's enduring spirit for war, Saiyan. For he would never go and let himself fall like how far you've fallen throughout your life, boy. You've wasted your own potential along with losing your mind, tribal monkey. As for whoever this god of destruction whom you speak of that goes by the name of Gardox is, should ultimately be the last of your worries, boy, as look how worthless you've become. For if I would have known that I'd grow to become this powerful, Frieza continues, then I'd simply go and target the gods of destruction and not waste my time on the likes of you and your kind, Saiyan.
But it's quite tragic, Frieza was then shown going on the attack by responding,
for you had the capability to surpass all of us, and in trying to do so, this is what you have to offer. An exhausted form that's already run down before our battle has even had the chance to start. You are nothing like Goku was. Whereas I, on the other hand, dedicated a decade in training to overcome you all. As once I'm done with you, Gohan, that no good sorry excuse of a god of destruction, Beerus, is next. And once he's out of my way, there will only ever be but one who will remain. And that one will be me, Saiyan. So tell me then, what is a primitive beast compared to the sheer might of a god-conquering emperor, Gohan? Nothing is what you are, boy. For let this be a reminder of how our battles have always ended. But only this time, your father won't be around to save you this time. And so now let's go for one last ride back down onto the earth beneath you, so that you may be reminded of our history and why you will never best me, Black Frieza then went on to continue. As I always knew that you had the potential to be the strongest among your tribe of monkeys, as I will admit that you certainly held the edge in most cases, but you always lacked the destructive resolve of what it meant to be the best. And that is why you amounted to nothing, Saiyan.
In which moments later, with Black Frieza then shown having to slam Beast Gohan's body down onto the ground while still holding onto his neck, was when Black Frieza then went on to continue.
And what's even more ironic is how I went and devoted myself in spending 10 years of my life in going as far as to make sure that you and your kind never get in the way of my plans ever again. I can't let you stop me from getting to my daughter, Frieza. I won't let you rip her away from me. I'm going to crush you, Frieza. Let go! Oh, no, hang on, Gohan. We can't lose now.
Piccolo went on to barely stand up by responding.
Pan needs you. Please. Oh, wait a second. What was that surge just now? Did that sudden jolt just come from Frieza? No, it couldn't have been. It wasn't. And if it wasn't, so then that means surely it must be. Is there more to his true power than what he's using? Piccolo questions. It must be. And we have to hurry, for we only have just about 70 seconds left.
As Black Frieza then went on to point towards Gohan's skull by then responding, "You were always one of the very few among your tribe of apes to surprise me, Gohan. But no matter what form you take, in my eyes, you are still and forever and always will remain a Saiyan. A weak Saiyan. And I have made it my life's mission to go to the ends of the earth and exterminate your kind if it's the last thing I do, and I will. And while this beast form of yours is quite impressive," Frieza continues, "it is nothing that I cannot handle, Saiyan. And while I'm lucky that you are in a very weakened and tired condition, I'd be a fool to allow for you to evolve beyond this very point of power, especially while I have you right where I want you, Gohan. As you were formidable enough to provide me with some amusement, but make no mistake about it, I will obliterate you just as easily as I did your father, Vegeta, and Broly. As I want you to take a very good look at the last thing that you will ever see, Saiyan. Now watch as I send you into the afterlife where your father and the rest of your dirty family wait for you." As it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the Resurrected Fallen Gods of Destruction, the Universe 15/Universe 16 Saga Manga Chapter number 3 special then comes to a close.
Actually, I'll go and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something with all of our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on so much without you even knowing. As not only is the next episode already on the page, but if you want to support all of the content that you see and gain access to tons of exclusives along the way, then we do encourage for you all to become members of our Patreon community today, for we will link it all down in the description box below and pinned comment section. Now, I believe it's safe to say that with Lord Gardox sending our heroes into a far-off alternate timeline and left to face off against none other than Black Frieza, the situation doesn't appear to favor our heroes, as although Gohan and Piccolo are completely depleted and very exhausted, they will not stop fighting until this is done. And while this version of Frieza, along with the timeline that our heroes are in, is not the same as the ones that they come from, one can only imagine as to what it's going to take for them to win. And so we hope that you all enjoyed. As before you leave, do make sure to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that like button on your way out, as well as subscribing to UnrealEntGaming's channel in case you are new around here. We thank you all for watching and hope you all have a wonderful day, everyone, as we'll see you all in the next one.
Hello! Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi!
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.